And good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is September 1st. Wow. School is starting in a couple of days. And yeah, the garden is coming along beautifully. The roses behind me just keep blooming. It's wonderful. And my garden is just producing all sorts of beautiful things. Now, today's talk is on Lyocell. And Lyocell is a biodegradable plant, and it's plant-based fiber, but it's also processed with advanced synthetic substances. And that means it's neither natural nor all synthetic. It's in the middle, a semi-synthetic fiber. Lyocell, what is it? It's made from the cellulose of eucalyptus trees, and it can also be made of oak, bamboo, and birch trees. Eucalyptus trees are fast growing, renewable resource that requires low water and no pesticides and no bleaching. And the fabric drapes beautifully and is breathable, strong, and wrinkle resistant, which is always nice to have. Now, today, Lyocell can be found in bed linens, towels, denim, clothing, underwear, and even medical dressings and conveyor belts because of its strength. And it's 100% biodegradable and compostable. Um, and that's if it's not blended with other synthetic fibers. And that's the issue with the biodegradability of a lot of our clothing. There is such a mixture of materials that they can't do anything with it. They can't turn it into something else. So it's a part of that conscious living. What kind of choices can we make? And yes, as you'll find, some things are more expensive than others, and um, you do what you can do, right? That's you just do what you can do. Now, the process. Lyocell starts with harvesting the wood and is broken down into tiny pieces. And then chemicals are added to dissolve it into wood pulp. The result is a liquid, sticky raw cellulose. By the way, those solvents do not change the chemical structure of the cellulose. They're just an instrument to alter its form. This liquid mixture is heated and broken into small pieces one more time using a solvent called amine oxide. After being filtered, the cellulose goes through a spinning process that turns into a bright, long, thin fiber. And these fibers are washed, dried, and lubricated until they're ready to be spun into a yarn and woven into the final lyocell fabric. At the final stage, the fabric is cut and turned into the variety of products we use. And why is lyocell sustainable? The production process is what they call a closed loop. It's a manufacturing process that doesn't create harmful byproduct. The dissolved chemicals involved in its creation are not toxic and can be reused over and over, meaning they're not released into the environment once the process is finished. Amine oxide, which is one of the solvents involved in the production, isn't harmful and is totally recyclable. Lyocell's production is quite short and simple compared to other man-made fibers. The entire process is from chopping the wood down to carding, can take about 2.5 hours tops. Well, that means the plant would need to be close to the forest, but you get they bring the wood in, and in that process, it doesn't take very long. So that means less water and less energy is required. Eucalyptus trees can grow literally almost anywhere, even in lands that are no longer fit for planting food. They grow quickly and they don't require irrigation or pesticides. Cotton needs more than 5 times the land than eucalyptus trees. And the lyocell production uses 20% less water than the production of cotton and less energy. In addition, it's perfectly fit material to dye thanks to its high absorption properties. And just like regular cotton, the spinning process necessary to make lyocell recycles 99.5% of the solvent included in this circuit, which means very little chemicals left to waste. That's the closed loop process. It's strong and resistant and therefore longer lasting. And this fiber simultaneously, it's soft to the touch and it's light and its excellent temperature regulation property, as well as moisture absorption qualities. The breathability of the fabric creates an antibacterial benefit, and therefore you don't have to wash it so often. Fewer washing saves water and energy. Lyocell is made of small hydrophilic fibers that love water and will absorb all the moisture from your skin. All the good properties of lyocell allow it to be blended very well with other fibers such as cotton, polyester, acrylic, ethical wool, silk, and the piece silk, which I'll talk about next week, and merino wool. Yes, the price is high due to the specific technology creating an expensive manufacturing process. And perhaps in time that will be reduced as the demand increases. Other choices in comparison to cotton, Lyocell dries much faster and it's fresher, and it makes a great fabric for traveling to and from warm climates. And it's very great for traveling. It's light and soft, and it's good for those hot climates, right? So that, you know, if you're sweating, it's absorbing and wicking. Now, cotton is still breathable. It's hypoallergenic and soft too. So if you're not having any problems with your cotton clothes and sheets, then you probably don't need to switch to Lyocell. It would be more of a choice because it is expensive. Polyester, on the other hand, it's a fully synthetic fiber made from polymers, that is, recycled plastics and petroleum derivatives, which means it's hardly biodegradable as Lyocell, which is made of wood cellulose. And aside from its environmental impact, polyester is not as breathable as Lyocell, and it provides low moisture absorption. Lyocell versus viscose. They're both plant-based fibers, and they're commonly used for the same purpose, yet they differ because viscose requires toxic chemicals for its production, like sodium hydroxide solvent, and it's not as breathable or as absorbent. Lyocell is stretchy and flexible, but it's comfortable. So I've got a link that I'll put in the Facebook chat for the different sources of clothing and bedding that you can look up for yourself. Check these things out for yourself. And if you can afford it, because it is more expensive, um, try one or two pieces. Try a top or something that and just see how it feels, washes. Now, wrapping up, yes, it's more expensive. And you need to just try it out and feel for yourself. The other downside for us faster paced folks, the lyocell fabric need to be hand washed in cold water, including sheets. So I've got queen size sheets. I need quite the space for drying them. And maybe it'll be a summertime choice when and if I decide to buy my new lyocell sheets. It's strong and durable, but the fibers themselves are delicate. And so that's why I guess the spinning and the washing machine, or depending on the kind of washer you have, and the dryer actually does damage to the sheets so that they wouldn't last as long. And that's the whole purpose of buying lyocell is because of its strength and durability, it can last longer. So, yeah, choice is up to you to kind of go and play with it. So, yeah, condo owners and those of you who don't have an outdoor where you can try things, then that's a problem. Um, and so the other thing is avoid the twisting and squeezing of the fabric when it's still wet. And so it looks, it might be strong, durable, but it needs some tender, loving care when you are cleaning it. Now, Lyocell blended with other fibers um, will have a different washing and drying instructions. So maybe look for a blend that you can combine both worlds of whether it's the bamboo we've talked about, and it's quite a chemical process to create it. There's the cotton. So we're trying our best to live consciously with the choices of what we wear, which is what these talks have been about. And I always welcome you. Any questions, put them on the Facebook page or email me at rosiesjoy11@gmail.com. And you can also um, look up information I have on my app slash website, Authentic Sacred Design. So, you know what? Have a look around at that and have a look at do it. Be your own scientist. Use your curiosity to take you to places and information that you didn't know about. And so, namaste. Have just a beautiful day. Blessings to all of you. And yes, and this is Labor Day weekend, so an extra day off tomorrow for most. And keep that smile from your heart smiling. And the smiles, the world will smile back at you. And co-create that joy in your day. You can choose. So let's be joyful. Be grateful for these flowers that I have in my backyard and all the food that I get. I'm so blessed. Thank you. And until we meet again.